Faith precedes grace. Years ago, I was in a season where God was giving me a bunch of different instructions to do things that I had never really done before. And there were things that were outside my comfort zone. And I found myself sort of waiting for grace and praying for grace and uh, dilly-dallying as I was trying to get into the feeling and the mood and the realization and the motivation of doing the things that I was supposed to be doing. And one time the Holy Spirit came to me and he said, "You know, Mary, your faith precedes my grace. You have to move before my grace is released for this thing, because I'm the one who's told you to do it. But the only way you're going to receive the grace that is attached to this instruction is if you start moving." And yeah, that was the admonition I needed and the kick that I needed to get started. And sure enough, as soon as I started moving, grace abounded, wisdom abounded. I knew what I needed to do. I got help where I needed help. I got support where I needed support. And there was an ease and a grace in fulfilling the instructions as God had given them to me. And that's a reminder I want to give you today. And for some of us, it may even be a reality, a new reality. Your faith precedes God's grace in your life. If He has given you an instruction, even if it's just the everyday instructions that we have, wisdom for living as believers that we find in the Bible, if there are things you know God has said you need to be doing or you ought to do in this season, start moving. Get to it. What is the thing you can start on right now? Get to it. And you will find that as you take that first step, there is a grace and the ease that will come along and carry you to the very end of that process. And very much like the situation was with Moses and the Israelites, where it was when they took that first step that the Red Sea parted. Very, very similar. When we take that first step, all the things that you think are standing in your way, the Lord will begin to part one by one, because your faith has preceded His grace. That's what's on my mind today. What's on yours? Let me know.